Peace, y'all. So I dropped a body of work. Um, it's an amazingly deep, profound, um, blending genres. It's a music body of work. It's an EP. It was an album, but I mean it's an album. It's an album. All right. Um, the music itself is incredible, but I wanted to make sure that I tell the crazy story, the profound and deeply transformational story that led to and makes up the essence of this project. The project is available on Spotify, everywhere, all streaming platforms. It's called Dr. FM, Dr.FM, and FM stands for frequency modulator. So, Dr. FM, I'm the doctor that, you feel me, modulates the frequencies, changes the frequencies, raises the frequency. You know what I'm saying? We're all frequency modulators. So, I mean, the project, let me go back to the beginning. Okay, let me go back to the beginning. So, I was in a toxic relationship about, a year and a half ago, maybe. It feels almost like 2 years ago now. I was in a toxic relationship. It lasted for 4 years. It wasn't always toxic, but at the end, it definitely got really toxic. And I'm going to talk more about that, specifically more about the lessons that I learned from that whole experience and the things that I've had to like meditate and work and shift on in order to now exist in a loving and healthy relationship. A bunch of things that were based on my lack of emotional intelligence, my lack of the ability to really feel and tap into my divine feminine. Now I'm able to do that, and the findings are life-changing, and they're going to change the lives of a lot of men. So I'm going to talk about that a lot on this channel. But yeah, it starts there. It starts at the end of this relationship, which I didn't know was the end at the time. But basically, there was a turning point in which I started to acknowledge, listen to, and honor my feelings. Basically, the relationship was leaving me feeling super drained, super hurt, super sad. And rather than engage with the energy, with her energy, like I usually would do, I decided to withdraw. I decided to, you know, acknowledge and explore and investigate what I was feeling. This was the beginning of my true healing journey, my true journey of self-awareness, being aware of how I feel. You know, and that's why this is so important. This is essentially the beginning, the ethos, the essence of what this channel, what inspired this channel, what inspired me to start sharing. So yeah, this project, Dr. FM, it basically chronicles the beginning of that healing journey and me taking a very bold leap to leave home, leave my mom's house without everything planned out, without everything like structured and set. And me basically honoring my feeling and choosing the life that would bring me the most joy, choosing what would bring me the most joy, and how that completely changed my life. Deciding to take a leap of faith, deciding to jump, completely changed my life. And so, yeah, I basically want to talk a little bit about that. So I basically made the bold decision at that time to leave that relationship, which was super hard for me to do. I remember at that time, 4 years, you know, I thought, this was going to be my wife, you know, kids, everything. Um, there's so much I could say about the story, but yeah, basically, shortly after that, I'm working on myself. I'm healing. I'm taking the time and space necessary to heal. Um, at this point, this is shortly after COVID. I'd returned back home to live with my mom just because the streets were crazy. Um, and yeah, around this time, I started to feel that like it was time for me to leave home. My home was becoming a bit unconducive for me. My mom was making it just hard for me to exist. I felt as though my value as an artist, as a creator, wasn't really being recognized. And it was just unconducive for me. And the same way that I took the bold leap to leave the relationship because it was not conducive for me, I took the bold leap to leave home. Um, I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I told my mom I was going to move out. From that decision, from that manifestation, from that visualization, I was blessed with an opportunity from a company called Cabin City DAO that allowed me 3 weeks basically off the grid on this property in Texas, this huge property in Texas, where I would be able to just be and create and heal and, you know, figure out myself. Yeah, I was able to go to this place, and I went with the intention of really deepening this healing journey that I'd begun. I really wanted to figure out what were the what did I have wrong in my programming, in my systems, in my belief systems, in my learned habits, in my trauma self, and on what, like, all the layers of myself. What was it? What did I have that was keeping me from experiencing my destiny, experiencing my ideal life, jumping into the life that was meant for me? At the time, I felt like super, like, I mean, I was hurt. I was, I was feeling, I was kind of broken at that time. And I decided to go to Texas and, like, really, really peel back the layers, right? I took this dedicated, specific time to take psychedelics, mushrooms, acid, and spend time with myself, really peeling back the layers and also connecting with my own artistry, and connecting with myself on a deeper level. Um, and yeah, it was during this space of time that Dr. FM was created. Um, it is an exploration of me tapping into the feeling, tapping into feeling, um, tapping into my own healing, tapping into music from a space of, like, psychedelics and being super tapped in with source. And yeah, like, realigning with my purpose as a frequency modulator, somebody that is here to raise the frequency, somebody that is here to deliver the real, and deliver the truth. Um, yeah, so that's the story behind Dr. FM. There's a lot, of course, that happened during that time in Texas. Um, you know, I I tapped into forgiveness. It was about really healing my trauma. A big part of that was forgiveness. Forgiving those that might have hurt me, those that might have turned on me, um, those that have talked shit about me. It was about forgiving that. It was about tapping into the true power of myself and my being. I remember one time, because this is Texas, so like it's just a huge open space, dry land. The place that I was at, I had this house all to myself. It was the owners of the property's house that were out of town, and they blessed me with the space. So I had this house all to myself, and it was this balcony overlooking this huge plot of land. I'm tripping on shroom chocolates, and I have a djembe drum. I play the djembe, by the way. And I'm drumming for what I'm seeing to be like a, a host of people, beings, dragons flying in the air, like a crowd, an audience of spiritual beings. And I'm drumming. I'm drumming for them. There's dancing, they're moving, they're crazy. I'm drumming crazy. I'm drumming like I'm trying to split the dimension. It's like I'm trying to tear a hole in reality. And basically what I'm feeling now is I'm feeling an overwhelming sense of power, of my spirit, of my soul. I'm feeling powerful. But what I'm wanting to see at the depths of my soul is the manifestation of this power in reality. That's what I remember feeling during this particular trip, this particular experience. And I'm drumming and I'm tapping into my power and making it manifest. And all of a sudden, the wind starts to pick up. It's crazy. I'm talking about from a bright sunny day, it starts to like get super windy. It starts to get like cloudy. It starts to get like rainy. Like I'm literally like influencing the weather of the space that I'm in. My hands are like tearing up because I'm just tripping. I'm tapped in. And I feel my power. Like I feel like I am realigned with the power of my soul on a experiential level. Something then tells me to go lay down on the ground because like it's about to start raining. I summoned up some rain. So I go lay on the ground on like, I'm on a deck and I'm looking straight up at the sky, starting to drizzle. And I close my eyes and I feel my body like basically elevate into an astral plane where I feel like I'm in space. I'm in space, I'm floating there, and I feel serenity. And then I see a hand, a huge hand, basically coming down to meet me. And it basically touches my chest. And I feel a surge of like the divine power coursing through my body. I'm seeing colors. It's crazy. And yeah, this all represented this represented me leaving home, leaving a space where I felt was unconducive for me, where my value and the true power of my spirit I was not able to see or experience because of how unconducive my environment was. Like the language that was being spoken to me, just the energy in the air. You know how it is with your parents sometimes, like you're part of their dream. They've raised you since a baby. Like it's really hard for them to adjust their perspective to see who you truly are, especially if it's not manifest in the physical for them to see just yet. Long story short, it was super unconducive for me. To listening to that, above all, being obedient to the Most High, because it was also God that kind of put this vision in my mind of living in Texas and like leaving home. Being obedient to that, regardless of all of the thoughts, all of the doubts, what do I have set up? I don't know anybody out there. Like, who are these people out there? It's racist in Texas. Like, all types of thoughts. Like, um, and jumping and going and honoring my feeling, and now being in a place, being able to be delivered to a place where exactly what I needed was delivered to me. Healing on a deep spiritual soul level and realignment with my power. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah. Dr. FM was created from this energy. There's a bar in the title track, Dr. FM, in which I say, I've been out Bali, I'm way out the way. Feel like I left out the fire escape. Babylon crumbling, let's have a parade. Different distraction they're tossing out daily. That song in itself, the story behind that song is crazy, yo. Like, okay, I'll tell you the story behind the song because this episode is dedicated to Dr. FM. Basically, for that title, let me complete the thought first and I'll move to that. In the song, I say, I've been out Bali, I'm way out the way, but the original line was, I've been out Texas, I'm way out the way. So the story of Dr. FM still continues from that place in Texas to LA and then ultimately to Bali, across the world, which all began with that jump, that leap from home. It's crazy, bro. And please, any questions that y'all have, please put in the comments because, you know, unless I'm talking about this with like a bunch of people, it's hard for me to tap into everything. Anyway, watch my memory real quick. I jinxed myself. Yeah. Oh yeah. So where the song Dr. FM came from, it's one night in my room out in this place in Texas. I go to bed around 2 a.m. and shortly after, at 4 a.m., something wakes me out of my sleep. I've only slept for 2 hours, but I'm full of energy, which is very confusing to me, but immediately I'm thinking, okay, something wants to channel, something wants to come through me. That's why I'm awake right now. Before I left home, a friend of mine had sent me a really dope beat, which he actually called Dr. FM, which is what essentially inspired the name of the album and like the project that I was going to make in Texas. And yeah, at 4 a.m., I basically sat down and I wrote this song. Now, this song is probably the hardest song I've ever written. In a lot of my records, you're going to hear me like really playing with genre, bending sound, you know, playing with different voices, playing with different flows. But this particular record was a lot more strict and a lot more intentional, less playful. If you listen to the record, you'll hear it, but in this record, I don't switch up the flow at all. I keep the same flow throughout the song. The lyrics are extremely powerful. It felt like every single lyric in this song, I was basically like fighting for it. It felt like I was like pulling it. It was like, it was I won't say strenuous, but it was like, it was a process to create this song. And usually it's just about me like releasing and allowing it to flow through me. It's the easiest thing to make records. But this one was intentionally difficult. It felt like me taking my stance, taking my official stance in this war between light and darkness. Lately feel like I got too much to say. F told me he got a groove on the way and dropped a song in like 70 days. Tell a ass I got a bomb on the way. I've been on Bali, I'm way out the way. Feel like I left out the fire escape. Babylon crumbling, let's have a parade. Different distraction they tossing out daily. I wanna step in the room, but it's shady. Tell y'all the truth, they gonna tell me I'm crazy. Came to like, fuck it, it is what it is. I do this shit for the Lord and the babies. Better gonna try put a spear in my ribs. Pray God forgive them, they ever betray me. If they try to slay me, it's because they can pay me. They want me shut up on my men like Jay-Z. They want me shut up on my men like Jordan. New Jays just dropped, but the kids can't afford them. They only want them because no one support them. Don't get no love when you're born at the bottom. This shit ain't new, this shit true, and they know that. Treat it like drugs, how they package and sold that. That's how you get a King Von or a Kodak. The kids that are diddle in jail and it's no cap. Same flow the whole time. Every bar I'm saying something. You know? If they try to slay me, it's because they couldn't pay me. Taking my stance as a soldier for truth, you know, as a source of goodness, as a source of truth, of high frequency vibration in this crazy world. You know, that's what that song represents for me. My official stance, my first official stance. I've been on that. I've been doing that. But it's the first time that I really said it, and I really said that, like, whatever consequences that come with that, I'll accept that. You know, and this was basically the beginning of kind of like my resurgence into music, because I'd stopped releasing. I was creating, but I'd stopped releasing a little bit. Actually, the thing is, I never stopped releasing. I just stopped creating. I didn't stop creating. What the fuck am I talking about? I just felt like I wasn't. No. It sparked a new era in my creative journey. One that I'm currently in now, but it's been about healing. It's been about really getting to the depths of who I am so that I can share the best thing that I can share. And yeah, that is what the Dr. FM project represents, okay? Go listen to the project. It's beautiful, it's crazy. Now that you have more perspective on it, yeah. It's like that. It's like that. Like, I created the mixing and mastering of this project, like getting it all together. All of that happened out here in Southeast Asia. I was listening to this project in Bangkok, out here in Thailand, which I'm back out here now, which is really dope that I'm like telling the story from here. It's a crazy project. Go listen to it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Any questions that you have in the comments. And yeah, I wanna like keep doing this for the music. Like, that is what went into it. Those are the choices that are embodied in that project. Honoring my feelings, taking a leap of faith, aligning with my true power as a frequency modulator, as a healer, you know? So yeah. Thanks for tapping in. Again, this has been Ayotemi, the Self-Aware Artist. I'll see you in my next video. Peace.